Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today's video, I wanted to take a look back at the year that was 2023 in the rack stores, and I was able to find some amazing fragrances on the cheap. I picked my top 10 favorite here. I'm going to list 30 in the description down below that could have just as easily made this list. Ones that I really enjoyed, I'm going to list them down below. These 10 stood out to me as being the best of the bunch. I have some cheapies here. I have some niche. I have high-end designer. So really quickly, I just want to thank you guys for all the support you've shown me in 2023. The channel has been growing better than I could have imagined. And I could not have done that without you guys and your support, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I have big plans for 2024, and I will be doing different things on this channel and also sticking to what you guys want to see, which is the fragrance content mixed with some other stuff. I'm excited, so I couldn't be happier. Thank you guys. But let's jump right into it. These are in no particular order. I'm going to go through each one and just give you my thoughts on it. And as I said, I'll link all these down below. So let's get into it. This first fragrance that I was able to grab was one that surprised me. It did. It surprised me just from a performance standpoint and overall quality and smell standpoint. The house I'm a fan of, and I just never heard this one talked about. So I think that's partly why I think this one is underrated. It's a bit of a sleeper, but I know some of you guys have been turned on to this fragrance by me, so I'm happy that that's the case. But the scent I am talking about is John Varvatos XX Artisan. And this one, guys, just a beautiful vetiver fragrance that has some really mass appealing qualities to it. I love vetiver personally, but it's not for everyone. It can be sort of a polarizing note to some, especially when it's forefront and it's the prominent note in the fragrance. This opens up with some really addictive sweetness, and as I said, it reminds me a little bit of a Coca-Cola because it's peppery, it's fizzy, it sparkles, it's effervescent with that sweetness, and it will just remind me of a cola. But then as this dries down, it gets woodier and more vetiver comes through, and it just becomes this really classy, easy to wear, masculine fragrance that for the price is a great deal. And the kicker, one of the better performing John Varvatos fragrances. It is no secret, I talk about it on the channel quite often, how terrible the atomizers are on these fragrances. So you really have to double, even triple the sprays of what you would normally do because it truly does not put out a lot of juice. With that being said, this one surprised me with its overall performance. I get pretty much a full day's worth of wear from it. And this one, there's just something about it that really stood out to me. It made the list. John Varvatos XX Artisan. This next one was an absolute steal. I don't remember exactly what I paid, but it was probably around the $40 mark for the 50 ml. This is a really high quality niche fragrance that just immediately grabbed my attention when I first tried it. Scent I'm talking about is Amber Teutonic from DS and Durga. Now, this, as I said, is a transportive scent. This is like walking the woods of Vermont, the trees, the pines, maybe a little bit of smoke in the air from a nearby chimney or something. It's a little bit cold. It has this almost balsamic, rich syrupiness to it. So it's just an amazing fragrance. There's not much like this one that I've smelled. This is unlike any other one. Incredible fragrance. And this isn't going to be one that you wear for all occasions. It's one that I think is going to have a time and place. I'm still sort of trying to find the right times to wear this, but I know that when I have worn it, the few times that I've worn it since I picked it up, I've just really enjoyed it. It's a very personal scent for me. It will remind you of camping or something like that if you've done camping. So it's very personal for me in that way, and I love when fragrance is able to do that. On top of it, great performer, last all day, really great projection. So this is not a weak performer by any means. Just an incredible fragrance. I want to explore more the house of Dias and Durga. I know they're sort of daring in their creations and things that they make. So I'm all in. Definitely a fan of Dias and Durga now. Amber, Teutonic. This list wouldn't be complete without a high-end designer. And I have a couple on this list, but this one is one that I have tested prior to actually picking it up. And I kept telling myself, I'm going to grab a bottle. I'm going to grab a bottle. I really like that one. I'm going to get it. And I just never got around to getting it until I found it at a Marshall's at a fantastic price. I actually think they mispriced it. Scent I'm talking about is Hermes H24 EDT. And this has a really synthetic dryer sheet type feel to it. It's fuzzy. There is some citrus fruit up top. Some people say they get a banana vibe from this, and I can kind of see that. Man, smelling it right now. It smells like if you just took a bunch of clothes out of a dryer. They're still warm, and they have that fresh, clean laundry detergent smell on them. This is just easy to wear, super clean. You could make this your signature scent. Ideally, I would wear this to the office and in dressed up situations like going to a meeting or something like that. School, you could get away with this one. It's going to work great for that. I do remember when my wife had brought home a sample of this. She had tried it. She liked it as well. And they had sprayed it on a strip and it lasted forever on that strip. Now on skin, it doesn't last quite as long, but I get a good amount of performance from this. I know there's an EDP concentration. That one I like, but there's just something about this one that just comes alive. It jumps off your skin a bit more, which I personally like. So it projects really nicely. I get decent performance, and overall a really high quality, super clean, super unique, very unique fragrance from Hermes. Not going to be for everyone because it doesn't smell like everything else, but if you give it a little bit of time and you test it out a bit, I think you might end up coming around to it. Fantastic fragrance. So happy to have it in the collection. Hermes's H24. Most of these fragrances are going to be found at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Burlington, the normal spots. I don't have a Ross near me. I know a lot of you guys shop at Ross quite often, and some of these you can find there as well. But these next two, I was able to find at a store called the Cosmetics Company store. Now, typically they are located in outlet locations, so you might have one of those sort of outdoor outlet malls near you that they have discounted stores like Polo and Nike and all that type of thing. Gap. Cosmetics Company store is often found in those areas. And these two fragrances I was able to grab there at incredible discounts. They have a lot of Tom Ford fragrances. So both of these are Tom Ford fragrances. The first one being Tom Ford Costa Azzurra Parfum. And of course, one of my favorites, Tom Ford Noir Extreme. And to find both of these at such a deep discount was amazing. Let's start off with the Costa Azzurra, which is this aquatic, woody, aromatic type fragrance that is perfect for the warmer weather, but it's elevated. It feels like you could dress this up. If I was going to a wedding or something on the beach, this is probably the one I would reach for. It just smells of really high quality, average performer, but again, it has a lot of freshness to it. It has this sort of pine tree type vibe to it, so it's clean in that respect. It's kind of clean, refreshing, airy, ozonic, a little bit ozonic. One thing that sets Tom Ford apart from a lot of different high-end designers is its overall quality and just this kind of signature that they tend to have with their fragrances, that you know it's a Tom Ford, or you are just reminded of another Tom Ford that you smelled. That's the vibe I get here. It smells like it could kind of smell like another Tom Ford that I've smelled, if that makes any sense. But really happy to have this one in the collection. And this is going to be a go-to in situations, as I said, warmer weather, a little dressier, date night in the summer, perfect scent. You're going to get a lot of attention from this. I think this is unisex. I actually think both of these are somewhat unisex, but this one probably leans a little more masculine to me than the Noir Extreme. Absolutely love this one, Tom Ford Costa Azzurra Parfum and Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Beautiful scent, creamy, has this kulfi note in here, Indian ice cream. It is a beautiful blend of florals, amazing fragrance. It has this resinous richness to it, and I love wearing this one in the winter. Nights out is when I tend to sort of reach for this one. I just wore it last week. I talked about it a little bit in my weekly wears video. And my anniversary's coming up and we're going out to eat for dinner, and I'm already considering this one, but I have so many good fragrances. I haven't decided yet. I will let you guys know. This one sits closer to the skin after an hour or so. So you're not getting a big projector. This is subtle, a little more sexy, but class all the way. Absolutely love this stuff. Great for date night, for a mature guy, for a guy with his crap together. Tom Ford, Noir Extreme. This is another niche fragrance find. Incredible deal. Again, I got this at a TJ Maxx, red stickered. Absolutely love this. My favorite from the house. Scent I'm talking about is Overture from Xerjoff. And just think, you know, an orange, spicy, warm tea with a little bit of milk in there. Adding this creamy vibe to it. I can't determine whether or not this is a better summer fragrance or a better winter fragrance. I think if you're going to wear this, oh man, in the air, guys, so beautiful. This might brighten up your winter a bit. Again, evening out scent in the winter, this might be the most slept on fragrance ever. Absolutely love this one. It's not going to be for everyone. Xerjoff is unapologetic with many of their fragrances. It's a true niche brand, so it's not going to smell like your typical designer. But I think you will probably get a lot of positive attention with this one. Ladies, you can wear this one as well. I think this would smell excellent on a woman. My wife, I don't really know how she feels about this one. I'll have to ask her. I haven't worn this one in a while. I'm probably due to wear this one. But overall, super high quality here. I love the bottle. You have this kind of velvety black bottle that's just so cool looking, really heavy in hand, heavy cap, great atomizer. I really like what Xerjoff does in terms of their presentation. And I definitely will be trying more Xerjoff in 2024. So don't sleep on this one. Grab a sample if you can. Xerjoff Overture. I know it's not talked about a lot, so don't sleep. If there's one on this list that was the biggest surprise and the best find that I've had, this might be it. And I've talked about this one a few times on the channel, and I know a lot of you guys have tried to find this one. You've gotten it. It's a little harder to find, and it's a little pricier. I was able to find it at a TJ Maxx for under $100. Scent I'm talking about is Loewe Essentia Eau de Parfum. Now, don't confuse this with the EDT. This is the EDP, the Eau de Parfum, and this one is going to remind you of Aventus. Now, before you freak out and say, I have enough Aventus clones, I have Aventus already, I understand. There's just something about this one in the opening that sets it apart from Aventus. It has this really green, lush feeling to it, and unlike the Aventus, which is fruit heavy, a little smoky, and depending on the batch you have, I love what they did here. It's this earthy green lushness that just smells so authentic. Fantastic atomizer. I'm really impressed with the House of Loewe. I don't think they're talked about enough. Absolutely beautiful scent. I don't think pineapple is a note here. I'm getting mainly bergamot, maybe a little mandarin orange. The sweetness is perfect. It's subtle and perfect and so well balanced. I get really good performance from this. It lasts all day on me. I don't look at this as a replacement or even an alternative to Creed Aventus. I think this does its own thing. I couldn't be more pleased with it. This was a total blind buy by me, but I had one or two fragrances from Loewe, and I was so impressed with them that I was like, I want to try more from Loewe, and I still do. 2024, there's a lot to buy, guys, but incredible fragrance. If you see this one, just grab it. Just grab it. I know it's a little expensive, but I think you will really love this one. And this is up there for me as one of my favorite fragrances. Loewe Essentia Eau de Parfum. All right, so we're down to the final three here. Let's go with this next one that, man, found it at a Burlington. And if you guys see it, just grab it because it's one of the better winter fragrances from a respectable house, and you're gonna pay in most cases less than 50 bucks. Scent I'm talking about is Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo Signature. And this scent, guys, I love Uomo. I love the OG Uomo, but this adds a little bit of a leather edge to it, rounds out some of that sweetness. It's not as sweet as Uomo is, coffee note, I believe. Just this stuff. You guys told me for a long time, you said, you got to try that one because I had Uomo. And you guys said, you got to try Uomo Signature. And I'm constantly going back and forth. It has a smoky vanilla vibe to it. Reminds me slightly of Mercedes-Benz Club Black in how the vanilla is used. It has more going on than that scent. It just does. And I love Mercedes-Benz Club Black, but the vanilla and how it's represented, it is very familiar and similar in that respect. It's a little smoky, it's a little dry, but I really enjoy this one. This is a great casual cold weather scent, but also good for date night. So you could easily wear this out on a date. You're gonna impress. It's a mass pleaser. It's gonna, I mean, it's sweet. It has leather, vanilla, come on. Excellent fragrance, and I get fantastic performance from this. Both of these, Uomo and Uomo Signature, are exceptional performance, specifically in the projection department. They project beautifully for a couple of hours, maybe even longer than that. You're gonna get wafts of this as you wear it. Just, you can't go wrong. And for under 50 bucks, come on. This is a winner all day. Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo Signature. I got this also on red sticker, and I want to say I got it from a Marshall's. No, TJ Maxx. Alberto Marias, perfumer on this one, and he nailed it. Scent I'm talking about is Bulgari's Man Wood Neroli. Now you have to like floral, you have to like neroli to like this scent. But there's something just upbeat and vibrant and alive about this one. Mood enhancing, will put you in a better mood. I sprayed this the other day and it was just this cold, dreary, rainy day, crappy day. Sprayed this. I was like, I can't wait for the spring because honestly, this is a great spring fragrance that you guys will love. Performance is okay. It's not a fantastic performer, but none of these are. This actually performs better than most neroli-based fragrances. It's supposed to be fresh and airy and easy to wear and lighter. It's not a dense, heavy, long-lasting fragrance. It's not supposed to be that, and that's not what I wanted for. You could layer this with something like a molecule one if you wanted to extend the life of it, but you could easily put this in a decant and bring it along with you. Just refresh as the day goes on, because it really is a refresher. That's how this feels. It's going to put you in a great mood. It's perfect for the springtime, t-shirt weather, shorts, out on a boat, golfing, whatever it is. This is going to work fantastic. Bulgari Man Wood Neroli. Finally, guys, this next fragrance was one that I had held off on grabbing for so long. I don't know why. I haven't tried the vintage formulation of this with the silver sticker on the bottle, but I don't need that. I love this one. The scent I'm talking about is Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme. And yeah, I could go on eBay and spend a bunch of money for a vintage formulation, but why do that when I can just go to Marshall's and grab this off the shelf? That's why I do these videos, so you guys can get fantastic fragrances from Marshall's. They're not always the cheapest place, but sometimes you have a gift card, maybe you got one for Christmas. You can't mess with this one. It's mature, it's put together, it's masculine. It's so good. Really fresh, citrusy, aromatic up top, lavender. But then what really sets this one apart is the tobacco. The tobacco, you would not think would work as well as it does with this type of scent DNA, but it does. It adds this beautiful touch to it that adds a signature that is not like anything else in my collection. It truly isn't. I absolutely love this one. I think this is perfect for the office. I think this is a perfect signature scent. If you just had one fragrance that you wanted to call your signature, this could work. Obviously, it's not gonna be the best go-to for like a really cold weather. It's gonna kind of get drowned out by the cold weather. But if you spray a little heavier, spray your sweater, it's gonna stick around for a little while. That tobacco note makes this more versatile than I think it gets credit for. I paid about 40 bucks for this. This was another red stickered find, and that's a steal. I mean, I would pay more for this one. It's that good. One of the best from Dolce & Gabbana. And if you haven't tried it yet, don't wait, just grab it. Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme. That's all I have today, guys. I would absolutely love to know in the comments section what some of your best finds were this year at the rack store. I know not everybody's rack store is as good as mine, but I will say I dedicate at least one day a week to going to the rack stores and seeing what they have. Sometimes I get lucky, sometimes I don't, but I consider myself lucky for being able to find all these fantastic fragrances and more so get to talk to you guys about them. That's my favorite part. If you like what you saw today, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, hit that bell notification so you'll update whenever I upload new content. But until next year, I'll see you in the next video. Happy New Year, guys.